Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a mask, perfectly crafted, flawless in its appearance. Behind it lies an expression you cannot see, a truth carefully concealed. Every day, we navigate a world of hidden emotions, unspoken judgments, and silent betrayals. What if I told you that someone in your life is wearing such a mask? They smile when they see you, nod politely, even laugh at your jokes. But beneath that mask lies something far different: disdain, resentment, or even dislike. Why do we overlook these signs? Why do we allow ourselves to be deceived by superficial gestures? Perhaps it is because we, too, wear our own masks, unwilling to confront the discomfort of the truth. But today, we'll shatter that illusion. Together, we'll uncover the subtle signs that someone dislikes you but is hiding it. And this isn't just a lesson in social dynamics. This is a journey into the human psyche, a quest for clarity and self-awareness. It's about recognizing the unseen, understanding the motives behind the smiles, and mastering the art of perception. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who sought wisdom above all else, taught us that clarity is the key to a life of virtue and tranquility. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed." Today, we'll arm ourselves with that truth, not as a weapon, but as a shield to protect our peace and discern who deserves our trust, our energy, and our presence. Stay with me until the very end, wisdom seekers, because what you learn here could reshape the way you see the people around you. It may even reveal truths about yourself. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Every like, subscribe helps us continue our mission of sharing knowledge. And leave a comment below and share your opinion on these signs, or tell me which one resonates with you the most. Ready to unlock more wisdom? Let us begin this journey of discovery, peeling back the layers of falsehood to find what lies beneath. Sign 1. The subtle distance of words and actions. Picture this. You're in a conversation with someone, and everything seems normal on the surface. The words are polite, even warm, yet something doesn't quite add up. Their responses feel rehearsed, their tone overly neutral, as if they're carefully walking a tightrope to avoid revealing their true feelings. This is one of the earliest and most telling signs that someone dislikes you but is hiding it. Their words and actions lack genuine connection. In life, sincerity carries an unmistakable energy. It resonates in the tone of someone's voice, the way they lean in when you speak, or the effort they make to engage with your ideas. When this energy is absent, there's a hollowness that lingers, even if the words themselves seem harmless or kind. The Stoics would urge us to observe these moments closely. Seneca, in his timeless wisdom, wrote, "Speech reveals the soul." The truth of a person's feelings can never remain completely hidden if you are attuned to the signals that extend beyond their carefully chosen words. Have you ever noticed how someone's smile doesn't quite reach their eyes? Or how their enthusiasm feels forced, like a candle that flickers but doesn't truly burn? This is the subtle distance of insincerity. They may respond with polite phrases, "That's interesting," or "Oh, that's nice." But the absence of curiosity in their follow-up questions reveals their true indifference. The conversation lacks flow, and you leave feeling drained, as though you've just carried the entire exchange on your back. This distance doesn't stop at their words, it seeps into their actions as well. Perhaps they're always too busy to meet, but somehow have time for others. Maybe they agree to plans, but cancel at the last minute, offering vague excuses that leave you questioning whether they were ever truly interested in the first place. The Stoic Epictetus reminded us, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. In the same way, true feelings are embodied in actions, not just words. Watch how they show up, or don't show up, when it matters. When someone dislikes you, they may also seek to create distance without overtly offending you. They might delay their responses to your messages or offer replies that are curt and devoid of substance. They'll remain cordial, but never take the initiative to deepen the relationship. It's as if they are constructing an invisible barrier, one that keeps you at arm's length without ever having to admit their true feelings. But why do they hide it? The reasons can vary. Perhaps they fear confrontation or believe that maintaining appearances is easier than addressing the truth. Perhaps they've been conditioned to avoid conflict, much like many of us have. This is where your role as a wisdom seeker becomes crucial. Do not react with anger or frustration. Instead, observe without judgment. Recognize the behavior for what it is, a reflection of their inner turmoil, not your worth. Remember, the purpose of identifying these signs is not to dwell on negativity or build resentment. It is to empower yourself with clarity and to make informed decisions about where you invest your time and energy. The Stoics valued harmony and inner peace above all else, and part of achieving that peace is discerning who genuinely supports your journey and who does not. Sign 2. The passive undermining of your value. Now imagine this. You share a personal success, a promotion, a project you're proud of, or even a small achievement that made your day. Most people would celebrate with you, offering congratulations or sharing in your joy. But this person responds differently. Their praise, if it comes at all, feels half-hearted, as though it costs them something to acknowledge your accomplishments. Or worse, they downplay your success, making a subtle remark that leaves you second-guessing yourself. This is another sign that someone harbors dislike for you while concealing it. They undermine your value in ways that are often passive and difficult to call out. It's not outright criticism or hostility, it's more insidious than that. They might make backhanded compliments like, "I'm surprised they gave you that position. I thought they were looking for someone more experienced." Or, "That's great, but it's not really that big of a deal, is it?" These remarks are designed to erode your confidence without triggering a confrontation. They are like drops of water wearing away at stone, subtle yet persistent. You may not notice their full impact until you start to question your own worth. Here, the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius comes into play. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Their words only have the power to diminish you if you allow them to take root in your mind. This passive undermining often extends to group dynamics as well. In conversations with others, they may interrupt you frequently, dismiss your ideas, or redirect the focus away from your contributions. They might adopt a condescending tone, making it seem as though your opinions are less valid or less informed than theirs. In doing so, they create an unspoken hierarchy where they are superior and you are diminished. Such behavior often stems from their own insecurities. People who feel threatened by your success or potential may resort to these tactics as a way to assert dominance or protect their fragile sense of self-worth. As Epictetus wisely observed, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Recognizing this behavior for what it is, a projection of their own insecurities, can free you from internalizing their negativity. The passive undermining of your value can also manifest in their unwillingness to support your growth. Perhaps they fail to acknowledge your hard work or avoid celebrating your milestones. They may even discourage you from pursuing new opportunities, subtly planting seeds of doubt about your abilities or the risks involved. Their intention is to keep you in a place where you pose no threat to their own sense of importance. But here's the most empowering truth. Their attempts to undermine you reveal more about them than they do about you. The Stoics teach us that our worth is not determined by external validation, but by the virtues we embody and the purpose we pursue. When you encounter someone who passively undermines you, let it serve as a reminder to stay grounded in your own sense of value. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and do not waste energy seeking approval from those who cannot give it freely. By recognizing these signs and responding with wisdom, you take back control of your narrative. You become the author of your story, no longer swayed by the hidden resentments of others. Sign 3. The hidden dismissal of your emotions. Wisdom seekers consider this. Emotions are the currency of human connection. When you share your feelings with someone, whether it's joy, sadness, frustration, or hope, you are extending a bridge to your inner world. A person who values you will honor that bridge, meeting you halfway with empathy and understanding. But when someone dislikes you, even if they hide it well, they will often dismiss your emotions in subtle, yet telling ways. Imagine opening up to someone about a challenging situation you're facing. You're not seeking pity, only a listening ear or a word of encouragement, but their response feels empty. Perhaps they rush to change the subject, offering a terse, "That's too bad," before steering the conversation elsewhere. Or worse, they respond with platitudes that feel dismissive, like, "Everyone goes through that," or "You'll be fine." These phrases are not inherently harmful, but their tone reveals their intent: to minimize your experience and avoid genuine engagement. The Stoics taught us to master our emotions, but they never advocated for dismissing them entirely. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." While we strive to regulate our own feelings, we must also recognize when others fail to meet us with the tolerance and understanding we deserve. When someone dismisses your emotions, they are signaling that your experiences hold little importance to them, a clear sign of concealed dislike. Such behavior often becomes more apparent over time. They might invalidate your feelings by subtly blaming you for them. For example, if you express frustration about a difficult colleague or a strained relationship, they may respond with, "Well, maybe you're overreacting," or "You're probably too sensitive." These remarks are not aimed at resolving the issue, but at deflecting responsibility and discouraging further conversation. Over time, these dismissals create an emotional void, leaving you feeling unheard and unsupported. But why would someone act this way if they harbor dislike for you? The answer lies in their inability or unwillingness to invest emotional energy in the relationship. Empathy requires effort, and when someone dislikes you, they may choose to withhold that effort, either consciously or unconsciously. Their dismissiveness serves as a barrier, keeping the relationship at a surface level where they feel safe from deeper emotional engagement. You might also notice a lack of reciprocity in how they handle emotional exchanges. When it is their turn to share, they may demand your full attention and support, expecting you to drop everything to prioritize their needs. Yet when the roles are reversed, they are unavailable, disinterested, or dismissive. This imbalance is not only a sign of hidden dislike, but also a reflection of their lack of respect for you as an equal. Here's where the wisdom of Stoicism becomes your guide. Epictetus teaches us, we cannot control the impressions others form of us, and the effort to do so only debases our character. Instead of seeking validation from those who dismiss your emotions, focus on cultivating relationships with those who see and value your humanity. Surround yourself with people who listen, not just to your words, but to the emotions behind them. Recognizing emotional dismissal is not about confrontation or blame. It is about clarity. It allows you to see who is truly present in your life and who is merely passing through. This clarity empowers you to protect your emotional well-being, choosing to invest your vulnerability in relationships that honor it. Sign 4. The subtle art of exclusion. Imagine this scenario. A group of friends is planning an outing. Discussions are lively, plans are forming, and everyone seems enthusiastic. But you notice something peculiar. No one directly involves you in the conversation. Your presence feels peripheral, as though you are there, but not really part of the group. This is the subtle art of exclusion, a tactic often employed by those who dislike you but seek to hide it. Exclusion doesn't always come in the form of overt rejection. It is often subtle, cloaked in plausible deniability, which makes it harder to pinpoint and even harder to address. For example, you might find yourself left out of invitations or important discussions, only to be told later, "Oh, we thought you were busy," or "We didn't think you'd be interested." On the surface, these excuses seem reasonable, but the pattern reveals the truth. You were deliberately excluded. Why is this such a powerful sign of hidden dislike? Because inclusion is one of the most fundamental ways we express care and value for others. When someone deliberately excludes you, they are sending a clear message, even if they dress it up with polite justifications. They are signaling that they do not see you as an essential part of their world. The Stoics understood the importance of community and the bonds that hold it together. Seneca wrote, "We are born for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids, like the rows of the upper and lower teeth. To obstruct each other is against nature." When someone seeks to obstruct your inclusion, they are acting against the natural harmony of human connection. The art of exclusion often manifests in subtle social dynamics. Perhaps they withhold critical information that affects you, ensuring you are always one step behind. Maybe they fail to tag you in group messages or neglect to share updates that everyone else is aware of. In professional settings, they might bypass you for projects or decisions, presenting it as an oversight when in reality it was a calculated choice. This exclusion isn't always about malice. Sometimes it stems from insecurity or a desire to maintain control. By excluding you, they reinforce their own sense of power and importance, creating an environment where you are always on the outside looking in. But no matter the motive, the impact is the same. You feel isolated, undervalued, and disconnected. What can you do when faced with such behavior? The Stoic response is one of calm detachment and self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. While exclusion may sting, it does not define your worth. Recognize it for what it is, a reflection of their character, not yours. Instead of chasing inclusion from those who deliberately exclude you, focus on building relationships with those who embrace your presence. Seek out communities where you are valued for who you are, not for how you fit into someone else's agenda. By doing so, you reclaim your sense of belonging and affirm your own value. In recognizing the subtle art of exclusion, you are not only protecting yourself from its emotional toll, but also strengthening your ability to discern genuine relationships. This clarity will serve as your compass, guiding you toward connections that uplift and empower you. Sign 5. The veiled critique disguised as concern. Wisdom seekers. Imagine this. You're sharing a new idea, perhaps a dream or project you've been working on, with someone you believe is supportive. At first, they seem interested, maybe even curious. But then, their words take a subtle turn. They express concern, not the kind that uplifts or encourages you to consider new perspectives, but the kind that chips away at your confidence. Their critiques are couched in phrases like, "I'm just being honest," or "I'm saying this for your own good." They'll question your plans in ways that seem helpful on the surface but feel deeply discouraging. For instance, if you mention starting a business, they might say, "Are you sure you're ready for that?" Most people fail, you know. If you share excitement about a new relationship, they might respond, "Just be careful. You don't want to get hurt again." At first glance, their words might seem like genuine concern, but upon closer inspection, you'll notice a pattern. Their advice consistently undermines your abilities or diminishes your enthusiasm. This is the veiled critique, a way for someone who dislikes you to express their resentment without overt hostility. It allows them to plant seeds of doubt in your mind while maintaining the appearance of a caring friend or colleague. Why do people engage in this behavior? Often, it stems from jealousy or insecurity. They see your potential and feel threatened by it. By disguising their criticisms as concern, they can influence your decisions without exposing their true intentions. The Stoics, masters of perception, would advise us to recognize these hidden motives. Seneca reminds us, "It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable when properly trained." When you see through the veil of their critiques, you can shield your mind from their attempts to sow doubt. This behavior is particularly damaging because it preys on your trust. You might initially take their words to heart, believing they have your best interests at heart. Over time, however, you may find yourself second-guessing your choices, hesitant to take risks, or questioning your capabilities. This is exactly what they hope to achieve, a subtle erosion of your confidence that keeps you from reaching your full potential. But how can you distinguish between genuine concern and veiled critique? Pay attention to their tone and consistency. Someone who truly cares about you will balance their concerns with encouragement, offering constructive feedback that empowers rather than discourages. For example, instead of saying, "Most people fail," they might say, "That sounds exciting. Have you thought about how you'll handle potential challenges?" Their intent is not to dissuade you, but to help you prepare and succeed. When you recognize veiled critiques for what they are, respond with calm clarity. Thank them for their input, but remain steadfast in your vision. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Do not allow their disguised negativity to dictate your path. Instead, let it strengthen your resolve to prove them wrong, not out of spite, but as a testament to your own capabilities. This sign, like the others, is not a cause for anger or resentment. It is a signal to reevaluate the relationship and decide whether it aligns with your values and goals. The Stoics remind us to seek relationships that nurture our growth and to distance ourselves from those that hinder it. Let their veiled critiques become a catalyst for greater self-awareness and resilience. Sign 6. The disguised delight in your struggles. Now, wisdom seekers, I want you to picture this. You're going through a difficult time. Maybe you faced a setback at work, a conflict in your personal life, or a challenge that feels overwhelming. You share this with someone, hoping for support or at least a sympathetic ear. But their response catches you off guard. There's something in their tone, a faint hint of satisfaction, a barely perceptible glimmer of schadenfreude. This is the disguised delight in your struggles, one of the most insidious signs that someone dislikes you but is hiding it. They won't openly celebrate your difficulties, of course. That would expose their true feelings. Instead, they mask their satisfaction with feigned sympathy, offering phrases like, "That's so unfortunate," or "I can't believe that happened to you," while barely concealing their hidden glee. Their reactions often reveal themselves in subtle ways. They may show an unusual eagerness to hear the details of your misfortune, asking probing questions that seem less about understanding and more about relishing your discomfort. Or they might offer solutions that are impractical or dismissive, further amplifying your frustration. This behavior is often rooted in envy. Your successes may have made them feel inferior or insecure, so your struggles serve as a form of vindication for them. As Seneca wisely stated, it is the quality of a great soul to disdain greatness that rests on the ruin of others. Those who take pleasure in your setbacks lack the magnanimity to rise above their own insecurities. The disguised delight in your struggles may also manifest in how they speak about you to others. They might subtly highlight your difficulties in group settings, framing it as concern while drawing attention to your vulnerabilities. For example, they might say, "I feel so bad for them. They've been having such a tough time lately," in a way that invites pity rather than genuine support. This not only undermines your image, but also reinforces their own sense of superiority. When you encounter this behavior, it is vital to remain grounded in your own sense of worth. The Stoics teach us that our struggles do not define us. They are opportunities for growth and resilience. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have endured countless trials and come through them stronger." This is no different. Do not allow their hidden delight to diminish your spirit. Instead, let it fuel your determination to rise above adversity. Recognizing this sign requires emotional awareness and the ability to trust your intuition. If someone's reactions to your struggles consistently leave you feeling uneasy, take note. Their behavior is not a reflection of your worth, but of their own inability to celebrate the success and happiness of others. As with the other signs, the goal is not to confront them or seek validation from them. Instead, use this knowledge to strengthen your boundaries and focus on relationships that genuinely support your journey. Surround yourself with people who uplift you in both triumph and trial, and who see your struggles not as a source of satisfaction, but as a testament to your strength and resilience. Sign 7. The subtle undermining of your accomplishments. Wisdom seekers, consider this. When you achieve something you're proud of, whether it's a promotion, a creative breakthrough, or even a personal milestone, those who genuinely care for you will celebrate your success wholeheartedly. Their joy will mirror your own because they see your victories as extensions of your effort, growth, and character. But when someone dislikes you and hides it, their reaction to your accomplishments will often betray their true feelings. They might offer praise, but it will feel hollow, lacking sincerity or enthusiasm. "That's great," they might say, with a tone that suggests indifference rather than excitement. Or they might downplay your achievement altogether, making comments like, "Well, it's not that big of a deal," or "Everyone does that eventually." These subtle remarks are designed to sap the joy from your moment, reducing your hard work to something ordinary or unremarkable. This behavior is not just a failure to celebrate with you. It's an active attempt to diminish your sense of accomplishment. Why? Because your success may challenge their own sense of worth. As the Stoics remind us, The envious mind cannot rejoice in the good fortune of others. Epictetus once said, "He who envies others does not obtain peace of mind." When someone harbors dislike for you, your success becomes a mirror that reflects their insecurities, and they respond by trying to shatter the reflection. This subtle undermining often extends beyond words. They might avoid mentioning your accomplishments in group settings, deliberately withholding recognition that others might freely offer. Or they might shift the focus away from your success, steering conversations back to themselves or trivial matters. These actions are not coincidental. They are calculated moves to deprive you of the acknowledgement you deserve. The Stoics teach us to remain indifferent to external praise and criticism, focusing instead on the intrinsic value of our actions. Marcus Aurelius advises, "Receive without pride, let go without attachment." While this wisdom helps us navigate the opinions of others, it does not mean we must ignore their intent. Recognizing when someone seeks to undermine you allows you to protect your mental and emotional well-being. If you notice this behavior, resist the urge to seek validation from the person in question. Their unwillingness to celebrate your success is not a reflection of your worth, but of their inability to rise above their own limitations. Instead, surround yourself with those who uplift you, who see your accomplishments as moments to rejoice and reflect on the shared journey of growth. Let their subtle undermining serve as a reminder of your resilience and strength. Every achievement is a testament to your effort and determination, regardless of how others perceive it. And as you move forward, let their doubt fuel your confidence, proving to yourself and to them that your success is undeniable. Sign 8. The passive resistance to your presence. Wisdom seekers, imagine walking into a room where a group of people you know is gathered. Most of them greet you warmly, engaging you in conversation or acknowledging your presence with a smile. But there's one person who behaves differently. They acknowledge you, but it feels forced. Their greeting is perfunctory, their smile strained. This is passive resistance, a subtle but potent sign that someone dislikes you while pretending otherwise. Passive resistance is often marked by an air of indifference. They may not openly ignore you, but their actions or lack thereof speak volumes. They might fail to engage you in conversation, leaving you to feel like an outsider in their company. When you speak, they might offer minimal responses, contributing little to the exchange and leaving you to carry the burden of connection. This resistance is not overt hostility. It is quieter, almost imperceptible at first. But over time, its cumulative effect becomes impossible to ignore. You might notice that they consistently position themselves away from you in group settings, avoid eye contact, or redirect conversations away from topics that involve you. These actions are small, but they create an undeniable distance, leaving you feeling unwelcome. The Stoics understood the power of subtle actions in shaping relationships. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." When someone resists your presence, they are creating a barrier, not just in the physical space, but in the emotional connection between you. This passive resistance is their way of maintaining control, of keeping you at arm's length without exposing their true feelings. Why would someone choose passive resistance over open confrontation? The answer often lies in fear. Fear of conflict, fear of being exposed, or fear of losing social standing. By resisting you in subtle ways, they can maintain the appearance of civility while still acting on their dislike. This behavior is particularly common in environments where direct hostility would be frowned upon, such as workplaces or social circles. Recognizing passive resistance requires a keen sense of observation. Pay attention to patterns. Does this person consistently avoid interacting with you, even when circumstances call for it? Do they seem to withdraw or disengage whenever you're present? These behaviors, though small in isolation, create a clear picture when viewed as a whole. The Stoic response to passive resistance is one of grace and self-assurance. Epictetus teaches us, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. Do not let their behavior unsettle you or draw you into unnecessary conflict. Instead, focus on maintaining your composure and acting with integrity. When faced with passive resistance, your best response is to remain confident and unshaken. Do not chase their approval or force interactions that feel unnatural. Instead, invest your energy in relationships that are reciprocal and genuine. By doing so, you free yourself from the emotional drain of their resistance, allowing you to thrive in environments where you are valued and appreciated. Let this final sign serve as a reminder of your own strength. You cannot control how others feel about you, but you can control how you respond. The Stoics remind us that our worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but by our own actions and character. Embrace this wisdom and let it guide you as you navigate the complexities of human relationships. Final thoughts, a Stoic's perspective on hidden dislike. Wisdom seekers, as we reach the end of this journey, let us pause and reflect on what we have uncovered. The 8 signs we've discussed, each a window into the subtle ways hidden dislike can manifest, serve not as tools for confrontation, but as instruments for awareness and growth. Life is an intricate web of relationships, and not every thread will bind in harmony. The Stoics, with their profound insights, remind us that while we cannot control how others feel about us, we can master our own perceptions and responses. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." The truth is, hidden dislike often carries no real power over you unless you allow it to. It is easy to internalize the negativity of others, to let their concealed resentment or passive resistance seep into your mind and shake your confidence. But the Stoics teach us to anchor ourselves in our own virtue, to stand firm in the knowledge that our worth is not determined by external opinions, but by the integrity of our actions. What should we do when we recognize these signs in someone close to us? The answer lies in discernment. Not every relationship is meant to endure. Sometimes, the most stoic choice is to release those who hinder our growth, making space for connections that nurture our spirit and align with our values. As Seneca wisely said, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. However, this wisdom does not mean we must always cut ties or retreat from difficult relationships. There is strength in grace and compassion. If someone's hidden dislike stems from insecurity or misunderstanding, our response can sometimes inspire a change in their perspective. By maintaining our composure, treating them with kindness, and refusing to mirror their negativity, we may disarm their resentment. But even if this transformation does not occur, we can walk away knowing we acted with dignity. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of examining ourselves. Hidden dislike, after all, is not a one-sided phenomenon. Have we ever harbored resentment or jealousy toward another, disguising it behind a facade of politeness? Have we contributed to the tensions in our relationships through unspoken grievances? Self-awareness is the key to breaking these cycles. When we confront our own hidden emotions, we gain the clarity to approach others with authenticity and integrity. Remember, wisdom seekers, that hidden dislike is not a reflection of your worth. It is often a projection of the other person's internal struggles, their fears, or their envy. By recognizing the signs, you can protect your peace, navigate relationships with wisdom, and rise above the negativity that seeks to ensnare you. Epictetus reminds us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is the essence of Stoic strength, the ability to remain steadfast in the face of adversity, unshaken by the opinions or actions of others. As you move forward, carry with you the wisdom of the Stoics and the insight you've gained today. Look for the signs, but do not dwell on them. Instead, focus on cultivating relationships that enrich your life and embodying the virtues that define your character. Let the subtle negativity of others serve as a reminder of your own resilience, a testament to your ability to rise above, to persevere, and to thrive. Thank you, wisdom seekers, for embarking on this journey. May the lessons of Stoicism guide you in all your interactions, helping you navigate the complexities of human relationships with grace, courage, and clarity. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and keep seeking the truth within yourself.